Hi guys. Today we're talking about still lifes, and so I have kind of brought a whole bunch of different types of things that I want to include in my still life. As I choose my items, I'm thinking maybe 4, maybe 5 different items that I feel comfortable drawing, but then on top of it, things that have different textures and different shapes. Those are things I'm looking for specifically. Different textures, different shapes, oh, and different heights as well. When I am making a still life, my things that I'm thinking about is how do I make lines and make the composition in such a way that it draws the viewer into my picture and then carries their eye throughout the different items in there. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my bottom layer right here, and I'm going to use fabric. Fabric is so wonderful because it kind of just folds any way you want to, and anytime it folds, it makes a new line. So if you look at this, I kind of have an interesting line that comes up and down and back up, and those are all going to be really fun for me to draw. So I kind of want to keep those there as much as possible. They can squish down and the lines will still be there, but it makes my art interesting, and that's what I'm looking for. The next thing I like to start with, and you might do this differently, is I like to start with my flowers or my tallest item that I've chosen. Typically there is something that's tall that will help the viewer come down into the painting, and it also helps the eye go around. So this has this really interesting line that goes out to the side like this, so I actually think I want it off to the side, perhaps like that. What do you guys think? That's going to make a nice frame for my composition. Composition is a way the shapes are placed onto the paper, the position of the things on the paper. And the composition is what makes a strong painting. A painting that looks solid and has harmony and creates that balance in the painting. Lots of art words today. Next, I'm going to use something that's going to be kind of a foundational to lift things up, and then also to add a little bit more line. And as I look, I see this line is coming up like this. So I'm thinking about if I place it kind of like that. Ooh, those colors are very close to the same. But that's okay, because the great thing with art is I can change the colors. And nobody will ever know. Let's see. That's kind of flopping up on me. Ooh, it looks like that book is kind of nestled. It's Little Women, one of my favorite books. And I love the old texture of it. That's actually a soft transition from a brighter color to a softer color. So that's actually kind of great for me for what my project will do. Let's see. There you go. And these flowers are from my garden. I am lucky enough to have a spot where I can just pick flowers and add them into my art. Of course, I brought something from Russia to include in here, and she's just kind of sitting there. And this right back in here is a little magnet that's from Russia, so that's kind of fun. I can choose to have this as my background, or I can choose to leave it completely out. That's one of those great things about art, is nobody knows what you were looking at when you were drawing it, so you have the freedom to change it as much as you would like to. I can put her, what do you guys think? Right about there? And then my apple, oh, I want my cup. I have a lot of Russia stuff today, guys. I guess a lot of it in my house is like that. Ooh, what do you guys think? Okay, great. And then my apple, I kind of, well, it's kind of off to the side, which makes the viewer kind of go out like this. And I kind of want to be thinking about how I'm going to orient my paper. And if I'm doing it this way, then I'm going to need to use a horizontal position, landscape position, but I think I want mine to be vertical. I want it to be a portrait position. So I got to figure out what to do with my apple to keep it into a more vertical frame. And that also means I'm going to have to move, maybe I'll move this guy up, this girl, right? Oh, look, that's perfect. And when I do my final product, when I am drawing my final piece, I don't have to keep her face or any of these details the same. I can make them different, just like I said before. Now, if I set my apple right there, I have a great frame. I'm going to cut, as I draw, I might cut this off the edge of my paper. And so I've got that vertical piece right there. Okay? Now, go ahead and pause the video while you go and make your own still life display. Be thinking about the lines that you're going to use, the textures, and then also how you're going to position it so that it's an interesting composition, that when the viewer comes and looks at your artwork, they're going to have lines that they can follow. If you see, I've got lines like this. It goes from this bottom piece right here up into the middle, around like this, back up like this. You can go follow it all around and it comes back down to the apple, and then it draws you right back in. So your eyes keep wandering around the picture. Okay?